Yes, guys, what is happening? And welcome back to the channel and welcome to the draw for the Champions League last eight and quarter and semi-final draw. The roads to Paris will be revealed. Okay, so we're at the business end of the competition now. Chelsea still in there, defending champions, Thomas Tuchel's Blues. It's going to be interesting who we're going to get. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Got the Porto shirt on, number 29, the main man, Kai Havertz, on the back. So, I'm feeling confident. Hopefully, I don't fear anyone in this draw, but I mean, ideally, from a purely selfish perspective, it would be nice to avoid one of the English teams just because we play them on a regular basis. It would be nice to get a European tie. So, maybe a Real Madrid again. Bayern Munich are obviously decent as well. I mean, ideally, you'd love to get a Benfica or a Villarreal. No disrespect to those teams. They're fully there on merit, but they're probably, the two weakest teams in the draw. I'm just going to bring up on screen now the teams left in the last eight. So into this draw, which will be conducted shortly. It's going to be done by former Manchester United defender Mikael Silvestre. As you can see here, 3 teams from England, 3 Spanish teams, a German team, and a Portuguese team. So we've got the big hitters, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. So both of last year's finalists are still in the competition. From Spain, we've got both the Madrid sides, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, plus Unai Emery's Villarreal. A bit of a surprise package this season. And knocking out Juventus quite convincingly in the end with a lovely 3-0 victory in Italy on Wednesday night. And then we've got Portuguese side Benfica, who knocked out Ajax as well over 2 legs. So there's some tricky sides in there, and whoever we get is not going to be easy. But yeah, you'd like to think you'd get a slightly favourable draw. I mean, last season was fairly favourable in terms of avoiding the big guns, but you can't avoid them all the time. If we're going to win this competition, you've got to face everyone. So those are the teams that are left in the draw. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I'll just get rid of that now. Draw shouldn't be too far away now. I'm just going to bring up the results from the last 16. There were some interesting ones in there as I briefly touched upon. And we've seen. I mean, obviously Bayern Munich against RB Salzburg. I mean, it was a no contest really. Part of me was thinking, could Salzburg perhaps pull something off? But ultimately, they got a 1-1 there. And then obviously, they got dismantled in Munich 7-1, going out 8-2 on aggregate. So yeah, Bayern are definitely a powerhouse side. And with Robert Lewandowski in that sort of goal-scoring form that he's in and has been for the last few years, I mean, they really are a force to be reckoned with going into the latter stages of this tournament. Liverpool got through with a 2-1 win against Inter Milan. Again, they played well in the San Siro to get those 2 goals. Inter did well there, but just not quite clinical enough. They had plenty of opportunities. Then they went to Anfield and put in a very good performance. They won 1-0 thanks to a Lautaro Martinez screamer. But ultimately, Alexis Sanchez's red card kind of put pay to any potential upset which could have been caused there. Man City, Sporting. Yeah, I mean, the damage was done on the first leg here. 5-0 victory away from home. And then City just, I mean, it was a 0-0 on the night. But yeah, I mean, the tie was long done and dusted. And City obviously advancing. But nonetheless, a great experience for the Portuguese side. I suppose the biggest clash of the last 16, Real Madrid versus PSG. Kylian Mbappe with potentially his first goal in the Bernabeu. Well, it was his first goal, but obviously could be scoring a lot more goals there next season. And from a PSG perspective, we saw very much, the same we've seen as them from previous years, in great positions in knockout ties. But as soon as one little thing goes wrong, their heads drop, mentality goes, and, they're bottle jobs at the end of the day. They are serial bottlers. We've seen it time and time again. And I'm not sure, what they're going to do to try and win this Champions League. They're going down the superstars route, the likes of your Neymars, your Mbappes, your Lionel Messi that has been brought in to try and win this trophy. And they're out of the last 16. I mean, it's really not good enough. Tactics on the night, I thought, were poor, in control of that game for best part of an hour. And it just went to shit basically for them. I mean, are they going to win that Champions League? Who knows? But as a Chelsea fan, forever grateful for the fact that we've got Thomas Tuchel and their former captain Thiago Silva, and they won us the Champions League, and they're pulling up trees again this season. And yeah, I mean, absolutely superb for a Chelsea perspective. And PSG must be feeling, a little bit gutted about this one. Obviously, Man United fully in the mud at the moment. I mean, I don't know what to say about them. They're just honestly awful. Got a 1-1 draw in Madrid in a game which they didn't deserve to get anything from. They were really poor in that first leg. But again, Atletico Madrid not having a great season in La Liga, but in recent weeks have put a bit of a run together, and they're playing some better football. And it was classic Simeone, just take your opportunities when you can. They had a few counter attacks. They went close. A very nice move for a João Felix goal, which was offside, but then they get the back stick header from Renan Lodi, and it's 1-0. And they just sit in and defend. They make it really difficult. They shut off those channels. They make everything go down the centre. And then obviously Simeone's sides are famous for the dark arts, time wasting, making things difficult. And they were absolutely superb and full value for going through it. Just another shocking Man United performance. And I don't really know where that leaves them, but they're in dire straits. Even if they got through, they were going out in the quarterfinals anyway, so it wasn't going to make too much difference in that respect. I have to say that Ajax Benfica one surprised me. Ajax impressing a lot of teams and a lot of people this season. Sebastian Haller with a fantastic goal-scoring campaign, even though they ultimately went out in a game they dominated as well. I think Benfica had one opportunity on target, and Darwin Núñez got the winner about just 10-15 minutes from time from a set piece, and that was enough to see Benfica through. And then the last two ties, obviously, as I touched upon, the last two PSG managers to be sacked are actually doing quite well in the Champions League. Emery went on to win the Europa League, and Tuchel went on to win the Champions League. And again, Unai Emery doesn't get the respect he deserves. A very good manager. I felt he was kind of disrespected in the English press, but I mean, a fantastic 3-0 win away at Juventus. And they fully deserve to be in this last eight. And who knows, they could be a dark horse, and someone that with nothing to lose could be a tricky proposition to get through. And obviously, finally, the mighty Chelsea, despite all the off-field issues going on at the moment, putting another really good performance to beat Lille 2-1 away from home and advance 4-1 on aggregate. Again, didn't play so well in large parts of that first half, but we're really clinical. And at the moment, we're putting together a really strong run of form. And this us against the world mentality is what Chelsea thrive on. Everyone hates us. Everyone wants us to fail. People want the club to go bust, etc. That's not going to happen. And, we could be a dangerous proposition in this Champions League. There's something about it. This group of players, Thomas Tuchel as the manager, seems to be a fantastic knockout manager. And I wouldn't completely rule this out. It is very much a possibility, but the draw is now commencing. So I'll remove that from the screen. Mikael Silvestre has got his hand in the balls. The first ball coming out will be quarterfinal. First leg will be at home. And he's just going to unscrew now. Hopefully they can do this right so we don't have to have two draws like we did in the previous round. This will be Chelsea. Chelsea are first out. The first leg will be at home at Stamford Bridge. So straight out the box first. I'm a bit nervous now. And Chelsea are going to play. There's a slight pause in proceedings here while this old geezer explains to Silvestre what's going on. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Anyway, hand in the balls. He's swirling them round. Chelsea will host. Please don't be City or Liverpool. Right, here we go. Okay, Chelsea will play in the Champions League quarterfinals. Real Madrid. Ooh, exciting. It's a big clash. Carlo Ancelotti returning to Stamford Bridge. A repeat of last year's semi-final. Chelsea versus Real Madrid. I would have taken that. I like that as a tie. That's a good tie. Karim Benzema, a return for Eden Hazard to Stamford Bridge as well. So one for kind of the nostalgic side of things. But Chelsea will play Real Madrid in the first quarter-final that's been drawn out. Chelsea will be at home for the first leg, and then the second leg will obviously take place in the Bernabeu. So Chelsea-Real Madrid is the first tie. Okay, second tie coming out now. God, these balls take a while to unscrew, don't they? Jesus. Okay, Silvestre opening it up now. Second tie is Manchester City. Manchester City will also be at home in their first leg of the quarterfinal. So both last year's finalists, the first two to be drawn out. So as I said, just to recap, Chelsea versus Real Madrid is the first quarterfinal. Manchester City will be at home for their first leg of the quarterfinal. And let's see what's happening. Manchester City are going to face Atletico Madrid. So a return trip to Manchester for Atletico Madrid, having knocked out Manchester United in the previous round. They now are rewarded with a tie against the other Manchester club, Manchester City. So Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid in the quarter-final. First leg, as I said, at the Etihad. Second leg, will be in Madrid. So both last year's finalists facing trip to the respective Madrid teams. The third quarter-final to come out now is going to be, we've got obviously Bayern Munich, Villarreal, Benfica left in. Villarreal, Unai Emery's Villarreal with a fantastic result, knocking out Juventus 4-1 on aggregate. So they're rewarded with a quarterfinal against, obviously they've got their first leg at home as well. So Champions League quarterfinal, just to recap, we've got Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Atletico Madrid. We've now got Villarreal. It's probably going to be Liverpool, the jammy bastards. It's bound to be. I'm just going to call it now. It's bound to be Liverpool. You know, easy draw. Let's see what we got. Bayern Munich. So we've got Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. That's a great tie as well. Should be interesting. You'd expect Bayern Munich to go through with the players they've got, the firepower they have in the team. But yes, that's an interesting tie. Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. So obviously the last one now is Liverpool versus Benfica. So, you know, standard. Liverpool with probably the easiest draw of the lot, which is a shame. But that's just the way it goes. So Liverpool will be, obviously Benfica will be at home in the first leg. And this ball, providing they've done the draw right, will obviously be Liverpool. So let's have a look what we've got here then. Hopefully they've done it right, so we don't have to do it again. And Liverpool are confirmed. So the quarterfinals are Chelsea versus Real Madrid, Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid, Villarreal versus Bayern Munich, and Benfica versus Liverpool. So that concludes the quarterfinals. Okay, so we've now got the semi-final draw to be decided. So let's have a look what we're going to get. I mean, there's no easy teams. I mean, looking at the side of the draw, I'm not sure what we're going to get, but yeah, I mean, whoever you get in a potential semi-final is going to be tough. So, as I said, I don't really fear anyone. Thomas Tuchel says he wants us to be the side that everyone else fears. I don't think anyone will want to be drawing Chelsea. So let's see what happens there. But yeah, happy to get Real Madrid. We beat them last season. I'm sure we can beat them again this season. You know, it'll be interesting. Here we go. Semi-finals. First ball out. God, they tie these on tightly, don't they? Okay. Silvestre is about to reveal. First ball out. Villarreal, winners of quarterfinal number 2. So I'm not sure who that is at the moment. Let's see if they bring it up on the screen. So the winners of quarterfinal number 2, which I believe is going to be Manchester City or Manchester City or Atletico Madrid, if they're doing it in the order it was drawn, are going to face. Let's have a look. The winners of quarterfinal number 1. So if my thinking is correct, it'll be the winners of Chelsea and the winners of Manchester City against Atletico Madrid will play the winners of Chelsea or Real Madrid. So it could be a potential repeat of last year's final in the Champions League semi-finals. So it therefore means that this other semi-final is going to be the winners of Villarreal, Bayern Munich against the winners of Liverpool or Benfica. Let's just make sure that this draw is going to run smoothly. Okay, here we go. That should all be confirmed. So we've got winners of Manchester City City and Atletico Madrid against the winners of Chelsea and Real Madrid, and we have then got the winners of Benfica, Liverpool against the winners of Villarreal against Bayern Munich. So the road to Paris has been revealed. Obviously, great to have avoided Liverpool and Bayern. To get Real Madrid, I don't mind so much. Yes, they're in good form. Yes, it will be, the return of Carlo Ancelotti, the return of Eden Hazard again. People get, a bit nostalgic about that sort of thing. But as far as teams go, we've avoided Man City. Obviously, I don't know why they're doing the draw for the final. It really doesn't make any difference. I suppose they're doing it for purposes of who gets the home dressing room, as it were, at the Stade de France. But yeah, I'm not sure why they're drawing this out. Winners of semi-final number 2 will obviously face the winners of semi-final number 1. So that concludes the draw. The road to Paris has been revealed. From a Chelsea perspective, we'll host Real Madrid, as I've just covered, and then we'll go on to face either Manchester City or Atletico Madrid, providing we can get through. It's not a bad path to the final. When you get to the semi-finals, as I said, any team you face is going to be really difficult. It really is. And I do fancy us in this competition. I'm not saying we're going to go and win it, but the siege mentality, us against the world, everything that's going on the pitch, it seems to have made this group even stronger than it already is. Jorginho saying that it feels more special than it already is because of everything that's going on. Thomas Tuchel, superb manager, fantastic knockout manager, as he's demonstrated in his time at Chelsea. And I really wouldn't put it past us to get past Real Madrid again and to make a semi-final. And then from there, anything's possible. We've beaten Manchester City in Champions League before, in last year's final in Porto. And there's no reason why we can't do it again. Obviously, Atletico Madrid have got the potential to knock Man City out. I'd probably expect them not to have enough. But, I think we're looking at 2 very good semi-finals. I think we're looking at, if I'm putting my neck on the line with a prediction here, I think we're looking at Chelsea, Man City, 1 semi-final, and then Liverpool, Bayern Munich in the other one. And then maybe a Chelsea-Bayern final. I mean, I'm going to say it now. Stick my neck out on the line. Chelsea versus Bayern Munich for the Champions League final this year. That's my thought. Obviously, a lot can change between now and May. These semi-finals quarterfinals are going to commence at the start of April, so not long to wait now. Business end of the Champions League. It's going to be interesting. I do fancy us, as I said. But yeah, just to run through those ties one more time, then for those of you that might have missed it, the quarterfinals are Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid, Liverpool versus Bayern Munich. Liverpool versus Benfica, apologies. And then Villarreal versus Bayern Munich. The semi-finals are then the winner of Manchester City and Atletico Madrid will play the winner of Chelsea, Real Madrid. And the winners of Benfica, Liverpool will play the winners of Villarreal and Bayern Munich. So the road to Paris has been revealed. Some great ties in there. And I don't know, I just got a feeling about Chelsea, the fact it's been moved to Paris now. Tuchel and Thiago Silva leaving Paris to win the Champions League. What a story it would be for them to go back there and win another Champions League, go back to back in Paris after, being sacked by PSG and not being offered a new contract by PSG in Thiago Silva's case. It would be quite fitting. And who knows, it could be a 3rd Champions League final in a row for Thomas Tuchel, having obviously set a new record for most wins in his first 50 games. Thomas Tuchel with 32 wins in the first 50 Champions League games, eclipsing Zinedine Zidane's 31, which was a previous record. So, yeah, I mean, that pretty much concludes the live stream then for the Champions League draw. Chelsea will play Real Madrid in a repeat of last year's semi-final. Carlo Ancelotti and Eden Hazard returning to Stamford Bridge, and it's going to be a mouth-watering tie. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. Hopefully try and get myself out to Madrid, get out to the Bernabeu, see what the ticketing situation is by the time we get to those ties. Hopefully a new owner's in place and none of this frozen, none of this not being able to sell tickets bollocks is still going on. So hopefully the fans will be able to get out there. I'd love to get out to the Bernabeu. But yeah, a great European tie between two super heavyweights of the European game. But yes, guys, that pretty much rounds out my coverage of the Champions League draw. Thank you so much for tuning in live. Really appreciate all of your support. If you've been watching live, thank you. If you're going to watch it back, appreciate it. Please do smash a like on this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. I'm heading towards that 400 subscribers mark. Less than 40 to go now. So please do help me out. Please click that subscribe button. Spread the word. And I'll catch you in the Middlesbrough match preview for the FA Cup quarterfinal later on today. So until then, guys, cheers, take care, and up the Chels.